Okay, this is part 3. I'm going to paint the ceiling above the stove. I have scrubbed it with TSB 3 times, but there are still spots, and I think it's paintable, and I will have to paint it to get rid of those spots without deteriorating the quality of the ceiling. So I'm going to put on a coat of white ceiling paint. I'm going to try doing it just over the stove area, and then because that will require more than one coat anyway, probably. And then depending on how that looks, I might put a coat on over the whole ceiling, but I might just see how that looks because it's got this swirl pattern. It may be that it's not so bad, but there'll be no way to tell until I put some paint on it. I will need some paint on it because having scrubbed this, I find now that it will probably pick up new grease rather easily from the stove. So I want to get a coat on there just kind of to seal it up because I believe it's stripped down somewhat porous that way. Okay, I'll hit pause. Okay, that's the ceiling paint. It starts off pink. That's supposed to help you identify which portions have been done since they know that you're going to be it's a flat paint and it can be difficult to tell what's been painted and what hasn't been. So let me get started. Well, here's my concept. I'm putting the paint on. I'm following the swirl and I'm going out about 2.5 feet or so. That should cover all of the area that I scrubbed basically. And I'm only finished with about 1/5 of it. I mean, there's a lot there, and then I'll have to wait for it to dry to see how it looks. Probably there'll be a very distinct line there, and I'll probably end up having to paint the rest of the ceiling because, of course, that's pretty white, and the rest of it isn't. So, but, we'll see what happens. Okay, well, here's the progress so far. I've done about 80%, really. Almost done with what I was setting out to do. Still, maybe only a fourth or of the width of the main kitchen area, which is the part that I actually scrubbed down. So it's looking like maybe tomorrow, after I let it dry, I will continue. I tried stopping on the swirl lines just so that it might help blend it in more because I don't want to put that many hours in right now. Because it is slow because it takes a lot of paint. You have to brush back and forth because of the coarseness of the surface. It will drink in quite a bit of paint, and that's probably why it got dirty with oil so easily because it just it has a lot of little gaps to go into. I'm hoping that this, once it's as painted, will present more of a somewhat smoother, less porous surface to clean, aside from getting a fresh start. Okay, I'll just finish up. Okay, I finished up that pot of paint, and I'm about 1/3 of the way in, and I'm pretty confident that I'm just gonna paint the rest of it tomorrow, and hopefully it'll match up okay. I'm hoping the texture is going to help because this stuff really has a lot of texture to it. It looks like it's fine on, in terms of covering everything, but we'll see how the durability is. Thanks.